So we're just walking back from college, and I'll show you. Just found one of these. I'm gonna put it on a random car. You won't be able to see it. But we just put the yellow ticket on that red Polo, or Golf, whatever. They literally just parked there, and they went off into the woods for a shag, and we just put it on the front of the car. Fun.
Other line. What? You said that she went into the living room at night once and found both of them next to it on the big TV.
Oh, that's made me just want to jump.
Just catching playing football for a bit. Oh, we? Oh fuck! You can't read rugby balls. So guys, kind of been a sadish day, to be fair. Waking up and hearing about Manchester and stuff. But to be honest, it sounds, what I'm about to say sounds savage, right, or whatever, but honestly that's nothing compared to what's happening over in Iraq, Kenya, Syria, Beirut, all these places that the media doesn't cover, and they don't have the resources to distribute it out to us. We don't see it. The only stuff we see is the stuff that BBC News, ITV News, BBC App, that's the only stuff we see. We don't actually look into it more than, well, the vast majority don't look into more than just, oh, Manchester, 20 people died, right? Horrible. I'm not saying that that is in any way good, right? Get this straight. But it's nothing. It is literally nothing compared to what's happening over there, and we don't see that because we don't know about it. But the only way we know about it is through these militants that go and film it. They share it on YouTube. They share it on LiveLeak. Some of these documenters that go out there, they go and film, young filmmakers. For reference, my teacher Richard, one of my lecturers at college, he showed me Adam Curtis, who's a really interesting and magical filmmaker. He got some really nice footage of a bird. This soldier was in Afghanistan, and this bird had found this one soldier who was sniping some terrorists and stuff, or he was in a camp, and this bird came over to him and started almost looking at him like, "What are you doing, huh?" And then the soldier was like, "Oh," trying to kind of pet him and stuff, and the bird was letting him. And how rare is a wild bird, especially in Afghanistan where you don't even get many birds at all? How rare is it that this one bird actually lets you pet it? It's not a pet bird, it's not a trained bird or anything, it hasn't had any jabs, it's not you know, tamed. So what, in any way or any reason, why should it accept a random human, you know? And it's just a magical thing. But that's what I'm saying, people like that are so important to news, because people don't see, and it makes me actually quite annoyed, because you see all these tweets of these famous people like Gary Lynn. Well, not that this is a problem, this is not a problem, I'm glad that they're doing this, but it's creating awareness. But they make such big things, and it's all over the news, and I know it's our country and it's our problem, and Syria's not our problem, but the reason this is happening is because we as a country are doing exactly the same to Syrians, to people in Iraq, Beirut, Kenya. All this stuff is happening and we're completely blind to it. It's I'll put a picture right up now, and it basically shows you, well, the picture you saw just shows you it's exactly what I'm talking about. This was back in when Paris had the attacks, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. They only cover the Paris attack, they don't actually cover anything else. So honestly, I just think, open your eyes, guys, because you're probably all kind of tame to it, because you don't realise that this thing is happening, this revolution, and we're seeing so much change in the political world now as well. So I reckon, just honestly, just take an interest, and if you're tweeting out and putting on your Snapchats and stuff, thoughts go out to people, and that's awesome, respect that. But just remember, it's not only Manchester, it's not only Paris, it's not only London, it's all the other places like I mentioned. And I'm not going to bang on about it because, you know, but just take everything, obviously, 90% of what you see and hear is through BBC News or the BBC News app or ITV or Twitter. So a lot of the stuff is very saturated, it's tamed, it's sometimes changed as well. So just remember that the stuff you see is probably 3% of what is actually going on, you know? It's just very, very saturated. But obviously my thoughts do go out to people in Manchester and their lives lost and the lives affected and possibly the lives disabled by all these horrible. But this doesn't just address Manchester. This doesn't just address Paris. It addresses everyone, human rights, all this kind of stuff. It's not even down to terrorism. It's down to women being treated as like second-rate citizens. They're as equal as us, and I think that it's still not. We live in such a backwards, forwards world. We really do. Like, the stuff that's happening in terms of the positive manoeuvres are brilliant. Like, we're making massive strides in health, in technology, in transport, and you know, you can now like buy a home or a car online for in about 20 minutes. You can get a holiday in 30 seconds. You can get a holiday for like £3. Like, these things are brilliant, right? But then you get these things like, for example, these women and stuff getting treated, and then what was it? Was it Julia Cox or something like that, or Joe Cox or something? That politician that got killed. So yeah, it's just, honestly, it's such a backwards forwards world we live in. But days like this just make you realise how lucky you really are, and how lucky, even though, you know, these people are as English as me, but they've just been converted, or he's been put under pressure and he's probably been told, if you don't do this, we will kill you right away, or we'll kill your family, or we'll keep you alive and kill your family. So there's so much shit, honestly shit, that goes through people's minds nowadays because of radicalism. So just, this is also a shout out to radicalism and all that kind of stuff. Just make sure that you are so careful with what you're looking at, with what you're interacting with, and if you see anyone else, your friends doing it, just prevent it as much as you can. You know, it's so important. But you've probably heard enough about it anyway from your teachers or whatever. But just make sure with this election coming up as well that you're taking a really, really close eye at stuff, because it's very important. But on a more joyous fact, I've brought one of these. It's probably what you've heard me spinning, but this was like £2 or something from this off license. It's just a bit of fun, really, and I was interested, and it's actually quite satisfying to like wiggle it through your fingers. But yeah, guys, hopefully you do take notice of this. But yeah, thank you.